So, guys, you are MMA UK News. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about SGI8, as we've been talking about the last kind of few days. SGI8 is going to be Saturday, the 9th of October at the Maryhill Community Halls. Now, doors open 5 o'clock. First fights are going to be 5:45, which is going to be kicking off with the open weight tournament, the 8-man tournament that everybody's talking about. So I can't stress enough, tickets are only available directly through Scottish Grappling on the Eventbrite page. And the reason for that would have been a local council building. Unfortunately, they do have strict rules when it comes to track and trace. So make sure you do get your tickets from Eventbrite, because, as I said, if you turn up on the night, you will be sent packing, because there is absolutely no tickets on the door whatsoever. All right, so tickets sale price £20 a ticket. The deals are 5 tickets for the price of 4, 10 tickets for the price of 8. So again, make sure you get on at Eventbrite and get them tickets. So my guest tonight, Keith Kavanagh, 10th Planet. Keith is the 8th man of the tournament, so we've been wondering who it's going to be, and obviously today it was made official. It's going to be Keith that's going to be stepping in and rounding off that 8-man tournament. So it's going to be a fantastic 8 men. We've got Ed Ingemels, Mark McQueen, Nathaniel Montgomery, Lawrence Fitzpatrick, Chris Walsh, Owen Livesey, and Keith Kavanagh. So it promises to be a fantastic event. So Keith, listen, absolute pleasure to have you on, sir. How are you doing?
Glad to be here. Thank you, Stuart.
Nice one, nice one. So Keith, obviously tell us a little bit about yourself then. So as we were talking before, I know I'd mentioned in a previous video he got his brown belt last year. Wasn't last year, it was the year before, 2019. So I completely lost my way when it comes to thinking about jiu-jitsu, because we've had none for the last year. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself then.
So I've been the last 2 years I've been training in Ireland, but before that I was going back and forth from Alabama to Ireland. I'd spend 3 months over there, come back for a few months, going back over, teaching at 10th Planet Decatur in Alabama under Brandon McCatron and one of the other black belts, Matt Scaff. So yeah, I got to experience some high level training over there. Got to train with a wrestling gym as well, Ironclad Wrestling. Big shout out to them boys, the 2 Elkins brothers. So, yeah, just back in Ireland now, just trying to do what I can.
Definitely, definitely. So obviously traveling back and forward then, I mean, obviously you, I mean, how different is it from training, or the training you guys have in Ireland to obviously training out in the States?
It just felt like there was a lot more... there's still some super high level people over here in Ireland, but it just felt like it was there was a lot more of them around. Basically, every day on the mats was I think there was 3 black belts every single day. Even if it was a beginner's class, there would be about 40 people on the mats and 3 black belts all the time. A good few brown belts, a bunch of purple belts, some blue belts, and there was even white belts who, even though they're white belts, they might still be purple belts on the back, or purple belts in the guard. They just have those spots that they were just really good at. So yeah, the class training over in America.
Definitely, definitely. And then, I mean, obviously you're back home just now. Obviously you mentioned, obviously, due to lockdown, obviously, unfortunately, you've not been able to travel much. So, but you're going to be coming over to Glasgow. I mean, you've been to Glasgow, been to Scotland before?
Never been to Scotland before.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. Been to the UK in years, actually. The last time I was in the UK, it was in Birmingham for an Eddie Bravo seminar, a long time ago. I think that's probably 5 years ago at this point. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a great place. I mean, as I say, there's 10th Planet in Glasgow as well. So, and as we were speaking, I think they've got there's 3 Glasgow guys on the card from 10th Planet. So as I said, it'll be obviously going to competitions with your teammates and stuff like that. You're going to have family there with you.
Well, I wrote to the guy who owns that gym yesterday just to see if they had training on the Sunday, because I hadn't booked my flights until today. But I wrote to him. He was just like, "Yeah, we have like a sauna and stuff in the gym if you need to cut weight." And I was like, "No, I'm okay. Don't worry about that. I'm probably going to be one of the lightest in this thing."
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, listen, you definitely are. I mean, as I said, there's a few heavyweights. There's definitely, well, I think there's a couple of heavyweights, but yeah, everybody, it's all big guys. But I mean, adding your name to it as well. Um, as I say, you're going to bring something a little bit different. As I said, I watched some of your videos, and I mean, it was exciting to watch you. I mean, you can do. I mean, you're comfortable on your back. You're comfortable on top. You were inverting, berimbows, and that 10th planet style of jiu-jitsu, that exciting style that you're going to bring.
Yeah, and I feel like because I haven't got to compete much over the last like 2 years, I feel like my style has changed a lot as well. Like I am comfortable off my back, but I just want to like get on top, stay on top, and crush humans, and that's definitely going to be harder to do with like some of the bigger guys. But still, I just feel confident in my ability to choke anyone if I get my hands on them.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, what do you know much about your opponents, or is that something you don't really worry about?
Yeah, just not even going to think about it. When I was first asked to do the event, I was told that some of the guys have like gone against like Jackson Souza or something like that, and I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I'm not going to go in and like make them into these superheroes and just like I'm just going to just walk in because they're just human.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then we've got a couple of people coming in. I believe it is this a friend of yours, Matt Paul,
Yeah,
just
Matt
saying,
Paul.
look at this beauty, and tell Keith to get out of my weight class.
He's a black belt from Denver. He's actually coming over here to visit. I think he's doing like a kickboxing fight in Italy or something soon. So he's coming over here for a few days. Just I think it's on like the 12th of October or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's visiting you. He's going to be visiting you in Ireland, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And then Rachel, is it Mailer?
Rachel Wilder, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously shouting out hello as well. So
Yeah, she owns now a beauty studio, and every time I go to compete now, I go and get an nail massage beforehand. So it's a rare beauty.
definitely, definitely. And then it's obviously being your first time in Glasgow. The venue itself, I don't know, you'll probably see pictures online if you're on the Scottish Grappling page and so on. I mean, it's a fantastic venue. It's almost what can be described as like an old Roman Colosseum,
Okay.
where you've got the mat in the middle and all the seats go up. It's almost like a football stadium type thing. So,
Yeah,
and with it being an old building, I mean, when you hear people shouting, the shouts just echo throughout the hall as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and then you're going to we have a DJ there as well. DJ playing old 1990s trance classics in between fights. So yeah, the place will be absolutely rocking.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. I'm excited, and just like I had a match about 2 weeks ago, and the guy who I was supposed to face, he was going to be a bit heavier than me. He's going to be about 85 kilos, and I think I'm about 78 right now, and he pulled out because he injured his knee, and then some other guy jumped in, and he was like 95. I think he cut down to 95, and he was a big boy. But I was just, as soon I lost that match, and then as soon as I lost, I wrote to the promoter, and I was like, I like, give me another giant. I want to go against the giant. I just wanted to get better at going against like bigger people. So when I got offered this open weight invitational, I was like, "Yep, let me at it."
Yeah. And how long are you going to be in Glasgow for? I know you said you're
I
flying
think
over.
I arrive on a Saturday morning and I fly home on the Sunday morning. I think so. I think I don't know what time the event's going to end at, but I'll probably go out for some food, a few drinks that night, have a bit of a celebration, and then get the fuck home.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the event. I mean, depending on how the fights go, but I think they supposed to finish about 10:30. But normally it kind of cuts away pretty earlier than that. So usually 9:30, 10 o'clock, depending on how long fights go on for and things like that. So yeah, listen, a night out in Glasgow, you'll definitely. I mean, you're an Irishman. you're going to love Glasgow. You're going to
Yep.
absolutely love Glasgow. So
I've had a few friends say that Glasgow's fucking amazing. So a few people are telling me that I have to go out. There was actually a guy who I know who doesn't even train. I was just like in a group chat that I'm in. I told a few of the guys that I was competing, and he was just like, "So night out in Glasgow for us?" And I was like, "What?" And he was just like, "Yeah, I'm booking flights now." And I was like, "Okay, fair enough."
yeah. And then your man Matt Paul as well. Are the matches being streamed? They're not being streamed, Matt, but I believe within a couple of days after the fights will all be uploaded. So obviously Keith will be able to get the fights and obviously send the links over to people and things like that, so they'll be able to watch it. So yeah, unfortunately, no live stream of the event at all. So and then what about you? I mean, obviously we've got this on the 9th of October. I mean, what's next for you then, Keith? What do you see yourself doing?
I used to fight MMA, and I'm thinking about doing that again ever since I've been back teaching in the MMA gym. So I think I might do something in like December. Other than that, nothing really planned. I'm just taking anything that comes my way. If anyone offers me any match, I'm just going to take it if it's feasible.
Yeah. And then what are you looking to do? Something local in Ireland MMA wise, or maybe something in the UK?
I think I'd like to. We were at some event up in Belfast a few weeks back, and like there's still like restrictions with having fans attend events in like the Republic of Ireland. So I think I'd like to fight up in Belfast, or maybe do something in the UK. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of like brainstorming about the whole thing right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few events. Evolution of Combat usually put events on, and so I mean they do not just MMA. They do like grappling, kickboxing, MMA, and so on. So it's quite a kind of mixed range. So I mean,
Yeah.
Evolution of Combat. Dan Hope, I know you're listening. So if you're watching, Dan, get Keith on. As I said, Keith, definitely a high level grappler. As I said, MMA before as well. So it's been a few years though since you've done MMA.
Yeah, it's. I think I haven't done MMA in like 5 years, maybe. I'm not even sure. I think it was about 5 years. Once I went over to Alabama, I just went straight into like just flat out with jiu-jitsu. There was like one fighter there who I was helping, getting ready for his fights, but I still wasn't doing like it. I wasn't putting much effort into kickboxing or anything at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to do it again. I've got the itch.
Definitely. So Dan, if you're watching, help Keith. Keith's waiting and ready to go whenever you're ready, Dan. And then, so Keith, for you then, I mean, obviously you're going to be here on the 9th, so anybody you want to shout out to, so any kind of friends, family members, teammates, or even any sponsors if you've got any as well.
All the family, all the teammates. I've been teaching at 2 different gyms, and then training at a third gym on a Sunday as well. So shout out to the Full Power Gym boys, all them training partners. Shout out to Beyond Jiu Jitsu as well, because it's actually the guy Wayne Fagan from Beyond who got me this chance at the show. So yeah, shout out to him, and to anyone who has come into the stream to say hello, and Matt Paul as well, who I am going to beat the fuck out of when he gets here in a loving way.
Well, do you know what? Matt again's come in with another comment saying, you're an animal, always an exciting match to watch. Any promotion would be lucky to have you. Just
He's
after
going
you
to take
said
that
you.
back. He's going to
Yeah.
take that back because of what I said.
So just after you said you were going to kick his ass, he put in a nice comment. So
and an extra little shout out to Rachel, who was in the chat there as well. Rare Beauty Studio on Instagram. If you're around Ireland, that's the place to get a massage. Or if you're a female and you want to get your nails did and all that kind of stuff, you can do that. But I'll just settle for the massages for now. I won't be getting my nails done before this.
Definitely. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on, Keith. As I said, looking forward to seeing you on the 9th. So, Keith Kavanagh, 10th Planet, as I said, going to be in that 8-man tournament. As we mentioned, Ed Ingemels, Mark McQueen, Nathaniel Montgomery, Lawrence Fitzpatrick, Chris Walsh, Owen Livesey, and Keith Kavanagh. So, an absolute. Yeah, I mean, that's an absolute wealth of experience on the mat. All the guys bring different styles as well. I mean, when you look at all 8 of these guys, all 8 have a very different style to each other. So yeah, Saturday the 9th of October, guys, get the tickets in beforehand, because as I said, you will not get tickets on the door whatsoever. Keith, absolute honour to have you on, buddy.
Stuart, thanks for having me.
All right, and I will see you on the night, mate. All right,
Yeah, I'll see you on that Sunday or Saturday, whatever it is. Thank you.
Saturday.
Bye.
Take it easy.